We're going to finish with a session now on a topic that can potentially raise just as much passion, the right to farm. It's a huge issue around the world, and an increasing issue. As a matter of fact, I think a number of several states in the US, as part of this election process this week, had referendum to have amendments to their constitutions about right to farm issues. So it's an issue that's being addressed currently all around the world in a lot of different ways, and an issue obviously that comes up from increasingly regularly here in Australia. So we're going to hear from three speakers that all have skin in the game to some extent in right to farm and right to farm issues. Our first speaker is Edwina Beveridge from Blantyre Farms. Blantyre Farms is a highly productive farming and livestock business situated near Young in New South Wales, and it runs 2,200 sow pig operation there. So I'd like to welcome the very courageous Edwina.
Courageous or foolish, I'm not sure. By the end of this, you will know that I am courageous, and having a bit of a go at me by Bob Catter is nothing compared to what's happened to us in the last few years. Now, you all know the figures. 5 million more mouths to feed every month. 3 million children die of hunger every year. 60% more food is required to feed the world's growing population. I see there are two solutions to this problem. The first one, probably the easiest one, cull half the population. Or we grow more food. The right to farm is not some lofty ideal. I hope my story is going to show you why this is the case. But first, before we get into the bad stuff, I would like to show you a little video to show you some of the really good things we're doing on our farm.
Hi, I'm Edwina. I'm an Australian pig farmer. Being a pig farmer isn't just about looking after our animals, it's also looking after the environment too. Using this technology here, we've managed to reduce our emissions, save some money and generate carbon credits. On our farm, we capture the methane from our pig manure and turn it into electricity, which again powers our site. It all starts here. The manure from these pigs goes down into the pits and then is flushed into our pond where we capture the methane. The manure from the pigs ends up here in this dam. In fact, there's 15 million litres of it. The methane from the manure is captured underneath this cover and piped back up to the generator where it's turned into electricity. This project reduces the methane we release into the atmosphere. It was an initiative brought to us by Australian Pork Limited. It allows us to reduce our emissions, save money and generate carbon credits. Nothing goes to waste on our farm. We use other people's excess food products to feed our pigs, things like dairy products. These products would otherwise end up in landfill. Under our nutritionist's advice, we mix these products with grains, vitamins and minerals to feed our pigs a balanced diet. Like my kids, the pigs prefer chocolate ice cream. Like I said before, nothing goes to waste. Even the packaging is recycled.
Okay, thank you. I know that's a little bit off topic, but I was trying to show that we are good pig farmers and we're innovative and doing lots of different things. So on our farm we have 2,200 sows. That means at any point in time we have about 25,000 pigs on hand. We have 40 staff. We've doubled our size in the last 7 years and we would like to be doing the same thing again. But it's not been all a smooth road. About 4 years ago, we found hidden cameras in the ceilings of one of our pig sheds. We've since discovered that our pig farm had been broken into at least 10 times that we're aware of. Probably my claim to fame is I have an AVO against Mark Pearson, who's a senator in New South Wales for the Australian Animal Justice Party. Footage of our farm has been shown on Lateline. I was absolutely fed to the lions on that day. I've been interviewed by them and they talked about our legal case and the AVOs, and then they showed footage of our farm that I'd never seen, and they didn't allow me to comment on it or anything like that, so it was an absolute job on us. There's been petitions on change.org for our farm to be shut down. I think 25,000 people have clicked yes on it, or maybe one person 25,000 times. How these people who are very anti any type of animal farming work is they put a lot of information on the internet. There's generally not a lot of fact or explanation around it. Now the next photo I'm going to show you is one of their photos. It's not very pretty. And let me tell you what I think Joe Blow, who comes across this on the internet, thinks. Oh my God, what's happened to those pigs? That's the worst thing I've ever seen. Some farmers should be put in jail. This is appalling. Now let me tell you what I see as a pig farmer. I understand tail biting sometimes happens with pigs. It's where a pig gets something wrong with it, whether it's overcrowded or whether it's got a pain in the stomach or something's just not right, and it goes and starts chewing on its mate's tail. It then gets infected, and this is the end result. This is a really bad case, but it is on our farm. I also see that these pigs have been separated from the herd. They're all in very good condition. None of the wounds are infected, and in my opinion, they would all recover. I also know that these animals were under veterinary care. So I hope once you've heard my explanation, the picture doesn't look so bad. It still looks bad, but you can understand it. The way these people work, there's no explanation given. They just put this up with awful captions. Now, I've been targeted on social media and had some awful things written about me. I'll give you a moment to read a few of the best ones. Delightful, isn't it? So then I ask, when I'm considering right to farm, how has this impacted us and all these people and unwanted attention? Firstly, and probably the biggest issue, is this affects our biosecurity. If you come to visit our farm, you have to have a certain time away from pigs and abattoirs. You have to wear our clothes. We have to know you haven't been overseas. There's lots of things that we do to make sure our pigs are kept, that their herd health is protected. So we were very lucky we haven't had any outbreaks of disease, but one of the other pig farmers has been broken into. I think there's now 35 Australian farms that have been broken into in the last couple of years. One of them broke with a disease that they haven't had for 40 years, and we can tell from the activists' photos that are online that they broke into 3 farms in succession, so 3 farms on separate on nights following each other. So there's a good chance that's where the disease came from. This has also impacted my family. I have 3 small children. My 5-year-old daughter was with me one day outside the courthouse in Young, which is next to the post office. I was going to the post office. And there was a guy who came out of the courthouse, handcuffed, a policeman on either side, walking out like this. And I'm going, look over there. And my little daughter says, what's that, Mum? And I said, well, that's what a baddie looks like. And she said, is he coming to our farm? This has also affected our staff. They feel very uncomfortable. They've been watched, feel like someone's been watching over their shoulder all the time and are always looking for cameras. My husband's paranoid. He'll get up in the middle of the night to go and look if we've had intruders again. But all those things are really emotional things. None of them have made a difference to our bottom line. About 12 months ago, we lodged a development application to build a new pig farm on our second farm, which we were so excited about, and this would allow us to double the size of our pig farming operation again. We had 1,000 objections to our development application. Most of that was driven by a social media campaign by the same animal activists who broke into our farm. Apparently they don't like me very much. Normally our little council would get 2 objections to a development application, and so 1,000 is their world record. It's also the world record, or the record for the New South Wales EPA. Since then, the council and the EPA have been treating us like we're trying to build a nuclear power station. Today I have just submitted 500 pages of reports to the council and the EPA. It has cost us $250,000 to do those reports. I would have 8 consultants in there, and I've been providing information like that to the council for 12 months now. So I really, we just at a terrible point, really don't know what to do next, and whether we're ever going to get these bureaucrats to approve our pig farm. Okay, how can this be prevented? Well, on our farm, we're doing the best we can. We have a quality assurance program which is independently audited. We have spot checks from the RSPCA. We do loads of staff training. We're using heaps of technology. We're doing everything we can to make our farm a better place and a good place for our pigs. Off the farm is where I believe we need work to be done. Now, the police know who these jokers are who broke into our pig farm. They've actually had them up on about 25 counts of break and enter. It's taken them 3 years to get them to court. They were only in court about a week ago, but it's the slowest process under the sun, and I think they're going to be let off with a rap on the wrist. So I would say there's a big example of what needs to be done. These people should be made an example of and be taught that they need to obey the law like the rest of us. Secondly, planning laws. Obviously, this is a bit of a contention for me at the moment. In New South Wales, anyone can object to a development application in the world. So I could have had vegans from the Ukraine objecting, or from anywhere around the world, and they did. Some of the objections were in languages I couldn't read. They don't have to have their names and addresses verified, so the one guy could write 50 objections himself with different names, and that would pass muster in New South Wales. Also, I believe that the planners and the people at the EPA and bureaucrats at the EPA can just keep asking questions for as long as they like, and there seems to be no cut-off that this is enough. So there's one big problem that needs some help. Oh, hang on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I also think that farmers need help to grow their businesses. We hear Mr Turnbull speaking about jobs and growth, and I completely agree with him. That is what Australia needs, jobs and growth. The New South Wales DPI has a brief to grow intensive farming by 30%. I'm trying to do that, and with these people, and there's these great intentions out there supporting us, but they're hobbled by the bureaucrats covering their own backsides and pandering to the likes of the animal activists. So really, we're in desperate need of help, and this falls right in the right to farm. So this is my gorgeous son Sam. He's wearing hand-me-down overalls. He loves pigs, and he always wants to go to the pig sheds. He's lucky he won't be one of the children who die of hunger this year, but imagine what challenges he's going to face if he becomes a pig farmer. I think his battles will make mine look like a walk in the park. Lucky he's got 2 big sisters, and he's already practicing his resilience every day. Thank you.